Hey everyone! Someone suggested I talk about word order, and I thought it was a good idea. It's an interesting topic, so thank you. Let's start with English. The most common word order in a simple sentence is subject, predicate, object. For example, the dog bit the girl. Conveniently, this is the default order in Serbian too. Pas, subject, je ujeo, predicate, devojčicu, object. Pas je ujeo devojčicu. Great! But this lesson would be so boring if this was all, so let me spice it up a bit. If you swapped the places of subject and object in the English sentence, you would get the girl bit the dog. And this is now not at all the same sentence. English doesn't allow you to just mix the order of words, because a lot of meaning is contained in the order. But Serbian does. Because in Serbian, the meaning lies not so much in the order, but in the grammatical cases and genders. This is why pas je ujeo devojčicu is essentially the same as devojčicu je ujeo pas. Devojčicu is still an accusative, even though it's now in the beginning of the sentence. Pas is still a nominative, and we get a little help from the verb je ujeo, because its past tense has masculine form, like the dog. Pas is a masculine noun. And since direct object is always in accusative, and subject is often in nominative, there is no doubt what the sentence means. If you actually wanted to say the girl bit the dog, you can do this by swapping cases and genders. Put the girl in nominative and the dog in accusative, and match the verb to the subject. Season to taste, bake, and you get devojčica je ujela psa. Adjectives most commonly immediately precede the noun they describe. But this is by no means mandatory. It's just the most common case. What is mandatory, though, is that the adjectives match the case and the gender of the noun that they describe. We can also think about the order of syntagms, and not just single words. We can describe the dog and the girl and say, for example, veliki pas je ujeo malu devojčicu. A big dog bit the little girl. Veliki pas je ujeo malu devojčicu. And now you can swap the syntagms around the sentence, like malu devojčicu je ujeo veliki pas. And that's all good. But can we swap the words within a syntagm? Can we say devojčicu malu? Well, yes you can, but this is often going to sound poetic. And must the adjective always be right next to the noun? Not exactly. It is possible to say malu je devojčicu ujeo pas. This puts the accent on malu, little. It's the little girl that the dog bit. And this is the effect that swapping word order has. It doesn't change the primary meaning, but it changes the focus of the sentence. If there are several adjectives describing a noun, their order is usually the same as in English. First, you give an opinion, then color, then material, then purpose. For example, lep crn lovački pas. pretty black hunting dog. In Serbian, there is one additional rule, and that is indefinite adjectives come before definite adjectives. The definite aspect of an adjective would be lepi as opposed to lep. It's a bit like definite and indefinite articles in English. Lep is just pretty, and lepi would mean the pretty one, because there are others and this one is particularly pretty. Well, you can mix these adjectives, but these definite ones cannot come before indefinite ones. For example, you can't say lepi crn pas, but you can say lep crni pas. What about the verbs? Where can the verb go? And what if it has more than one part? So we concluded we can say pas je ujeo devojčicu and devojčicu je ujeo pas. But can we say je ujeo devojčicu pas? No, this would not be okay. But not because the predicate cannot be in the start of the sentence, but because this auxiliary verb, je, cannot be in the start of the sentence. If you just swap the order of the main and the auxiliary verb, this is going to work. So not je ujeo, but ujeo je. And now you can say ujeo je devojčicu pas. Well, this has a high potential to sound poetic, but it doesn't have to, depending on the context. Okay, but can we swap the places of the main and the auxiliary verb, even if they are not in the beginning of the sentence? If you take the simple sentence, pas je ujeo devojčicu, the answer is no. You cannot say pas ujeo je devojčicu. You can omit the subject though and say ujeo je devojčicu, and that's okay. It's just not equally informative. Since Serbian is full of double standards, if the object comes first, then you can invert the verb that comes after it. Devojčicu ujeo je pas is a legit sentence, but it tends again to sound poetic. Now check this out. If you add adjectives to the first sentence, pas je ujeo devojčicu, it suddenly becomes okay to invert the verb parts. Veliki pas ujeo je malu devojčicu. This is okay. And the more things you add to the first syntagm, the more okay it becomes to invert the verb. At some point, it is even preferable. For example, malu devojčicu koja je šetala kroz park, ujeo je veliki pas. Ujeo je is here actually better than je ujeo. So basically, you have a lot of freedom to play with the word order, and it will always be comprehensible. What will sometimes happen, though, is that you will get a poetic version that sounds weird in casual speech, like these: devojčicu malu veliki pas je ujeo, or ujeo je pas veliki devojčicu malu. Perfectly legit, but weird if spoken. What if the sentence contains an adverbial specifying place or time, like jutros, this morning? Say, for example, I drank coffee this morning. Popila sam kafu jutros. You can just append jutros at the end of the sentence. But you don't have to. You can put it pretty much anywhere else, and it will mean the same, but it will change the focus of the sentence, the emphasis. The emphasis is usually on the word that comes last, though sometimes in the beginning too, if that word is not normally found in the beginning, or the word order is not really common. Then placing it at the beginning emphasizes it, like we had with the malu je devojčicu ujeo pas. Here, it is common to find jutros at the beginning or anywhere else in the sentence, so the focus is going to be on the last word of the sentence. Popila sam jutros kafu emphasizes coffee. So I drank coffee this morning, not tea. But there's one thing that you need to keep in mind. If jutros is in the beginning of the sentence, this requires the auxiliary and main verb to swap places. So it's not going to be jutros popila sam kafu, but jutros sam popila kafu. In the sentence jutros sam kafu popila, you are saying that this morning you actually drank the coffee, you didn't throw it away. The focus on popila. You can think of it as what is already known comes first, and new information comes in the end of the sentence. But this goes for written language. In spoken language, you can use intonation to stress any word you want, and that overrides the word order. You can say, jutros sam popila kafu, and it will stress the drank and not the coffee, even though coffee came last. Lastly, where do the adverbs go? Normally in front of the verb. On peva, on lepo peva. But again, it's okay for it not to be in front of the verb. On peva lepo and lepo on peva are both okay, but they have a different emphasis. So, to summarize, the default neutral order of words in a sentence would be adjective plus subject, then adverb plus verb, and then adjective plus object. Veliki pas je jako ujeo malu devojčicu. Serbian gives you a lot of freedom to play with the order, though, at the cost of changing the emphasis and a bit of a risk to sound poetic. But if you have the right grammatical cases and right genders, the sentence will always be comprehensible, whatever you do with the order. Cheers!